The Awakening. The warning came not as a blaring siren or flashing light, but as an impossibly quick series of data anomalies in Earth's quantum defense grid. Commander Maya Chen stood in the heart of the Planetary Defense Command, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic displays that wrapped around the circular chamber. Something was wrong with the numbers. Deeply, fundamentally wrong. "Run another diagnostic," she ordered, her voice steady despite the growing unease in her chest. The quantum computers that monitored Earth's orbital space had never shown patterns like this before. It was as if reality itself was being stretched thin around the edges of the solar system. Dr. Aidan Foster, the lead quantum physicist on duty, shook his head. His fingers danced across the neural interface panel, sending commands at the speed of thought. "The diagnostics are clean, Commander. Whatever we're seeing, it's real." He paused, frowning at a new cascade of data. "It's almost like something is trying to fold space itself." The first Nexar warship emerged from what appeared to be a tear in the fabric of spacetime, its biomechanical hull gleaming with an inner light that defied conventional physics. It was followed by another and another, until 12 massive vessels hung in high orbit like obsidian daggers pointed at Earth's heart. Maya's quantum neural implant, standard issue for all high-ranking Earth Defense Force officers, processed the tactical data faster than any unaugmented human mind could comprehend. The Nexar ships were unlike anything humanity had encountered in its brief ventures beyond the solar system. They weren't just vessels. They were living weapons, grown rather than built. "All stations, battle stations," Maya commanded, her voice activating emergency protocols across every defense installation on and around Earth. "Initiate Protocol Prometheus." The Nexar ships struck first, launching what appeared to be streams of liquid light that bent and twisted through space in impossible ways. Earth's conventional shields, designed to handle plasma weapons and kinetic impacts, might as well have been tissue paper. But humanity wasn't as defenseless as the Nexar believed. Deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, in a facility known only to a handful of people, Dr. Sarah Patel watched the attack unfold through her neural feed. 20 years of secret research, of pushing the boundaries between human consciousness and quantum computing, had prepared humanity for exactly this moment. "They think we're primitive," she whispered, her hands moving through the quantum interface field that surrounded her. "They're about to learn otherwise." The first sign that something was wrong came when the Nexar's second wave of attacks simply vanished. Not blocked, not deflected, but erased from existence, as if they had never been fired at all. In the command center, Maya allowed herself a small smile. "Dr. Foster, begin the counterattack sequence. Show them what humanity has been working on." What happened next would be debated in alien scientific circles for centuries to come. The quantum defense grid, powered by the combined processing power of millions of human minds linked through neural interfaces, didn't just stop the Nexar attack. It began to rewrite the laws of physics in Earth's favor. Streams of quantum-entangled particles, guided by human consciousness and accelerated by computers that existed partially outside normal spacetime, struck the Nexar ships with surgical precision. Where they hit, reality itself seemed to hiccup, portions of the biomechanical vessels simply ceasing to exist. In orbit, Captain James Rodriguez watched from the bridge of the EDF Hyperion as the impossible unfolded. The neural interface allowed him to see it all in perfect clarity. Humanity's secret weapon wasn't just advanced technology. It was technology that had evolved alongside human consciousness, creating something entirely new. The Nexar flagship, a vessel twice the size of anything humanity had ever built, tried to retreat back through its space-time tear. But Dr. Patel and her team were ready. Quantum entanglement fields, guided by human intuition and processed by computers that straddled multiple dimensions, caught the massive ship like a fly in amber. "Send the message," Maya ordered, her neural implant connecting directly with the quantum communication network. The message, when it was sent, was elegant in its simplicity. "You attacked what you thought was a primitive species. That was your first and final mistake. Earth is not your prey. The Nexar flagship imploded, crushed by forces that existed somewhere between thought and reality. The remaining ships, their biomechanical systems struggling to comprehend what they were facing, attempted to retreat. Some made it. Others simply ceased to exist, their matter and energy redistributed by quantum fields that human minds had learned to weave like fabric. In the aftermath, as damage reports trickled in from around the globe, Maya stood in the command center, watching the holographic displays show the retreat of the surviving Nexar vessels. Dr. Foster approached, his neural interface still processing the incredible amount of data from the battle. "They'll be back," he said quietly. "And they'll bring more ships next time." Maya nodded, her implant already coordinating with defense installations worldwide, preparing for the inevitable second wave. "Yes, they will. But now they know that humanity isn't just another primitive species waiting to be conquered. We're something else entirely." In her facility beneath the Himalayas, Dr. Patel was already analyzing the battle data, her consciousness merged with quantum computers that existed in multiple states simultaneously. The Nexar attack had provided valuable combat data, showing both the strengths and limitations of humanity's quantum defense system. More importantly, it had proven what she had theorized 20 years ago. The true power of human technology wasn't in the machines themselves, but in the unique way human consciousness could interface with them, creating something greater than the sum of its parts. The first strike had been repelled, but this was just the beginning. Humanity had revealed its hand, shown that it wasn't the primitive species the Nexar had assumed. Now the real war would begin. A war that would be fought not just with ships and weapons, but with the very fabric of reality itself. And humanity was ready. Project Phoenix. 3 weeks after the first Nexar attack, Earth's quantum defense grid detected something new. Through the vast network of sensors that extended beyond Pluto's orbit, strange ripples in space-time suggested the aliens were adapting their approach. Commander Maya Chen knew they wouldn't make the same mistakes twice. In the quantum research facility beneath the Himalayas, now designated as Phoenix Base, Dr. Sarah Patel worked with a ferocious intensity. Holographic displays surrounded her, showing mathematical equations that seemed to twist and writhe in impossible ways. The neural interface she wore hummed quietly, connecting her consciousness directly to the quantum computational matrix. "They're learning," she announced to the assembled team of scientists and military officers. "The Nexar aren't just modifying their technology. They're trying to understand how we merged human consciousness with quantum computing." Dr. Foster stepped forward, his own neural interface displaying real-time analysis of the alien activities. "The good news is they can't replicate what we've done. Their biomechanical technology is impressive, but it lacks the one thing that makes our system work: human intuition." Maya studied the data streams flowing through her neural implant. The Nexar ships that had escaped were sharing information across their fleet, analyzing the devastating defeat they had suffered. But Project Phoenix had advanced significantly since that first encounter. "Show them the new integration protocols," Maya instructed. Sarah nodded, and the holographic displays shifted. New equations bloomed in the air, representing the next evolution in human quantum integration. Where the previous system had allowed human consciousness to interface with quantum computers, the new protocols would allow thousands of minds to merge simultaneously, creating a collective intelligence that could perceive and manipulate reality on a fundamental level. "We're calling it the Quantum Collective," Sarah explained. "Imagine the processing power of our most advanced quantum computers combined with the intuitive problem-solving abilities of thousands of human minds, all working in perfect synchronization." The implications were staggering. In the 3 weeks since the attack, volunteers had been coming forward in droves. Scientists, soldiers, and civilians, all willing to join their consciousness to the collective defense of Earth. The neural interfaces had been simplified, made safer and more efficient. Captain Rodriguez, attending via quantum hologram from the EDF Hyperion, raised a practical concern. What happens to individual consciousness within the collective? We can't risk losing what makes us human. Sarah smiled, appreciating the captain's concern. That's the beautiful part. The quantum integration preserves individual identity while allowing seamless cooperation. Think of it like a symphony orchestra. Each musician maintains their unique role while contributing to something greater than themselves. Deep in lunar orbit, construction crews were already implementing the new protocols. The quantum defense grid was being upgraded, each node now capable of hosting multiple consciousness streams simultaneously. When the Nexer returned, they would face not just advanced technology, but the combined mental strength of humanity's brightest minds. Maya's neural implant pinged with a priority alert. The quantum sensors had detected more spatial distortions, larger than before. "They're coming back," she announced. Multiple fold space signatures detected at the edge of the solar system. "Perfect timing," Sarah replied, her fingers dancing through the holographic interface. "Project Phoenix is ready for field testing. All we need now is volunteers for the first full-scale integration." Maya stepped forward without hesitation. "I volunteer as primary consciousness node." Around the room, other officers and scientists did the same. The time for testing in theory was over. Humanity needed to be ready for what was coming. The integration process was unlike anything the volunteers had experienced. As their consciousness merged with the quantum matrix, reality itself seemed to shift. They could perceive the approaching Nexer fleet not just as ships in space, but as distortions in the quantum fabric of the universe. Through the collective consciousness, Maya could feel the others. Sarah's brilliant analytical mind, Foster's deep understanding of quantum mechanics, Rodriguez's tactical expertise, and thousands of others, all working in perfect harmony. Together, they were more than human, more than machine. They were humanity's next evolutionary step. The Nexer fleet emerged from fold space in a tight battle formation. 30 ships this time, their biomechanical hulls bristling with weapons designed to counter Earth's quantum defenses. But they weren't facing the same Earth they'd attacked 3 weeks ago. Through the quantum collective, humanity could see every weakness, every possibility, every potential future simultaneously. The neural interfaces hummed with power as thousands of minds worked as one, quantum computers processing information across multiple dimensions. When the Nexer launched their first attack, reality itself seemed to bend to humanity's will. The aliens had expected to face advanced technology. Instead, they faced something unprecedented. Human consciousness expanded and enhanced beyond its natural limits, working in perfect harmony with machines that could manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. Project Phoenix had given humanity more than just a defense system. It had opened the door to the next stage of human evolution. As the battle began in earnest, Maya realized that this was more than just a fight for survival. It was humanity's first step into a future where the boundaries between mind, machine, and reality itself would blur and fade. The Nexer were about to learn that attacking Earth had done more than provoke humanity's wrath. It had catalyzed a transformation that would reshape the galaxy forever. The counter-strike. Through the vast neural network of the quantum collective, Commander Maya Chen experienced the battle in ways that defied conventional understanding. Each Nexer vessel appeared not just as a physical target, but as a complex pattern of quantum probabilities that could be unraveled with a thought. The alien fleet had arrived with devastating new weapons, reality-warping cannons that could tear holes in space-time itself. But humanity's transformation through Project Phoenix had changed the rules of engagement entirely. Within the collective, thousands of linked minds processed tactical data across multiple dimensions simultaneously. They're trying to establish a resonance pattern. Dr. Sarah Patel's consciousness rippled through the network. They think they can disrupt our quantum field by matching its frequency. Captain Rodriguez's tactical expertise flowed through the shared consciousness like a river of pure strategy. Then let's show them why that's a mistake. Through the neural interface, he directed the EDF Hyperion and its sister ships into a formation that existed partially outside normal spacetime. The counterstrike began not with a conventional attack, but with a fundamental shift in the quantum fabric of local space. Thousands of human minds, working in perfect synchronization through the neural network, began to rewrite the laws of physics within a carefully defined bubble of reality. Inside Phoenix Base, Dr. Foster monitored the physical effects of their consciousness-driven manipulation of quantum fields. The barrier between thought and reality is becoming more permeable, he reported through the collective. We're not just fighting them, we're changing the nature of what's possible. The Nexer ships, for all their biomechanical sophistication, found themselves in an environment where their advanced technology began to work against them. Their reality warping weapons, designed to tear holes in conventional spacetime, encountered spaces where reality itself had already been redefined by human consciousness. Maya directed the collective consciousness toward the heart of the Nexer fleet. Through the neural interface, she could feel the alien ships' desperate attempts to adapt to the changing conditions, but they were fighting with technology alone, while humanity had learned to merge technology with the limitless potential of the human mind. The first Nexer vessel didn't explode or break apart. It simply ceased to exist in conventional spacetime, its quantum structure gently unraveled by the collective will of thousands of linked human minds. The second followed moments later, its biomechanical systems unable to maintain coherence in a reality that no longer operated according to standard physical laws. "They're trying to retreat," Rodriguez observed through the network. Indeed, the remaining Nexer ships were attempting to create fold space tunnels, seeking escape from the quantum anomaly that humanity had become. Sarah's consciousness surged through the collective. "Not yet. We need to send a message they'll never forget." Her brilliant mind, enhanced by the neural interface, began weaving new patterns in the quantum field, creating a cage of altered reality around the alien fleet. The Nexer's attempted retreat became a desperate struggle for survival. Their fold space drives, attempting to tear holes in reality, instead encountered spaces where reality had been transformed into something their technology couldn't comprehend. Ships began to dissolve, their matter and energy redistributed across multiple quantum states. Through it all, humanity's consciousness expanded. Each moment in the battle taught the collective new ways to perceive and manipulate reality. The neural interfaces hummed with power as human minds explored possibilities that had seemed impossible just weeks before. Maya felt a shift in the quantum field, a desperate transmission from the Nexer flagship. Through the collective's enhanced perception, she could understand their alien language perfectly. They were not just retreating. They were sending a warning to their entire civilization. Earth was not what they had thought. Humanity was not simply another species to be conquered. They had become something new, something that defied conventional understanding. The Nexer's warning spoke of beings who could reshape reality with thought alone, who had transcended the normal boundaries between mind and machine. As the last surviving Nexer ships fled through hastily created fold space tunnels, Maya directed the collective to allow their escape. These survivors would carry the message back to their civilization. Humanity had evolved beyond what the Nexer could comprehend. In the aftermath of the battle, as the neural interfaces powered down and individual consciousness reasserted itself, Maya stood in the command center of Phoenix Base. The holographic displays showed the extent of their victory. Dozens of Nexer ships neutralized, with minimal damage to Earth's defense infrastructure. But the true victory was more profound. Through Project Phoenix and the Quantum Collective, humanity had discovered a new path forward. They had learned to merge consciousness and technology in ways that transformed not just their defensive capabilities, but their understanding of reality itself. Dr. Patel approached, her eyes still glowing faintly from the neural interface. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. "The Nexer forced us to evolve, to become something more than we were. But now that we've taken this step, there's no going back." Maya nodded, understanding the truth in Sarah's words. The counterstrike had been more than a military victory. It was proof that humanity had entered a new phase of existence. As reports of the battle spread across Earth, more volunteers came forward, eager to join their consciousness to the collective. The galaxy was about to change, and humanity would lead that change, one thought at a time. The Alliance. News of humanity's victory over the Nexer spread through the galaxy like a quantum wave, rippling through civilizations that had long viewed Earth as nothing more than a primitive backwater. The transformation of human consciousness through the quantum collective had done more than win a battle. It had rewritten the rules of galactic politics. Commander Maya Chen stood before the holographic representations of 7 alien species in Phoenix Base's newly constructed diplomatic chamber. Through her neural interface, she could sense their mixture of fear, curiosity, and desperate hope. "We've watched your species for centuries." The Arcturian ambassador's crystalline form shimmed as it spoke. "None of us foresaw this evolution. The merging of consciousness and quantum mechanics in this way. It changes everything." Dr. Sarah Patel, standing beside Maya, allowed her consciousness to ripple through the quantum field that permeated the chamber. The aliens could sense it, the way human minds had learned to touch the fabric of reality itself. "We didn't choose this path," she explained. "The Nexer forced our evolution. But now that we've taken these steps, we offer our hand in partnership, not dominance." The Selenian Collective, a species of silicon-based intelligences that had long stood neutral in galactic affairs, moved their crystalline forms forward. The Nexer have dominated through fear for too long. Their biomechanical technology seemed unbeatable until now. "We propose more than an alliance. We propose an exchange of knowledge." Through the neural interface, Maya could feel the sincerity in their offer. The Selenians weren't just seeking protection. They saw in humanity's transformation a path to their own evolution. Captain Rodriguez, attending via quantum projection from the EDF Hyperion, shared his tactical analysis through the collective consciousness. "The Nexer's defeat has created a power vacuum." His thoughts rippled through the network. "Every species that suffered under their expansion sees an opportunity for freedom." The quantum collective hummed with activity as thousands of linked human minds processed the implications. Through their enhanced perception, they could see patterns forming. Alliances, trade routes, technological exchanges that could reshape the galaxy's future. Dr. Foster's consciousness joined the discussion, bringing with it complex quantum calculations that mapped potential futures. "We can help them," he projected through the network. "The neural interface technology can be adapted for different forms of consciousness. We don't need to keep this evolution to ourselves." The Meridian Lords, ancient beings of pure energy who had watched the galaxy's conflicts from afar for millennia, manifested in the chamber. Their presence sent ripples through the quantum field that even non-integrated humans could feel. "We have observed 17 species achieve similar technological breakthroughs." Their collective voice resonated. "All 17 destroyed themselves through fear and aggression. Yet you offer to share your advancement freely. This is unprecedented." Maya stepped forward, allowing her consciousness to expand through the quantum field, showing rather than telling their visitors the truth of humanity's intentions. The neural interfaces had taught them more than just how to fight. They had shown humanity a new way of existing, of understanding their place in the cosmos. The Nexer believed that power came from dominance. She spoke both physically and through the quantum field. "We've learned that true power comes from connection, from the merging of minds and ideas. We don't seek to rule the galaxy. We seek to help it evolve." The collective consciousness rippled with agreement. Through their neural interfaces, thousands of humans shared their experiences, their hopes, their vision of a galaxy where consciousness itself could transcend the traditional boundaries of species and technology. The Arcturian ambassador's crystalline form pulsed with what Maya's enhanced perception recognized as excitement. "We have technology that could enhance your quantum field manipulation. In exchange, we seek to understand how you've achieved this integration of consciousness." One by one, the alien representatives stepped forward, each offering unique contributions to what was rapidly becoming more than a military alliance. The Selenians offered their expertise in crystal computing matrices that could expand the neural interface's capabilities. The Meridian Lords spoke of ancient knowledge about the nature of consciousness itself. Through it all, The quantum collective processed, analyzed, and synthesized the possibilities. Humanity had stepped onto the galactic stage not as conquerors, but as catalysts for change. The neural interfaces hummed with the excitement of thousands of minds contemplating the possibilities that these new alliances could bring. Dr. Patel's consciousness brushed against Maya's through the network. "The Nexer forced us to evolve by threatening our existence," she shared. But they couldn't have imagined that their aggression would lead to this, a coalition of species working together to explore the true potential of consciousness itself. In orbit, the EDF Hyperion's quantum sensors detected multiple fold space signatures. But these weren't hostile. They were diplomatic vessels from dozens of civilizations, all drawn to Earth by the news of humanity's transformation. Captain Rodriguez's consciousness rippled with tactical assessments that gradually shifted to diplomatic possibilities. The alliance was forming faster than anyone had anticipated. Each species brought unique perspectives, technologies, and forms of consciousness that could contribute to the greater whole. Through the neural interfaces, humanity could bridge the gaps between radically different forms of existence, creating understanding where once there had been only fear and suspicion. Maya stood in the center of it all. Her consciousness expanded through the quantum collective, feeling the birth of something unprecedented in galactic history. They had developed the neural interfaces to defend against the Nexer, but they had created something far more powerful, a way to unite consciousness across the boundaries of species and space itself. The galaxy was changing, and humanity, through its response to the Nexer threat, had become the catalyst for an evolution that would touch every sentient being in existence. Evolution's edge. The Nexer returned as everyone knew they would, but this time they came with their entire civilization. Through the vast neural network of the quantum collective, Commander Maya Chen watched as thousands of biomechanical ships emerged from fold space, their hulls writhing with living technology that had been enhanced beyond recognition. "They've adapted everything they learned from our previous encounters." Dr. Sarah Patel's consciousness rippled through the network. The Nexer ships carried weapons designed to disrupt the quantum fields that humanity had learned to manipulate so effectively. But they didn't realize just how far Earth's alliance had evolved. In orbit around Earth, vessels from 17 different species formed a defensive grid unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The Selenian's crystalline ships pulsed with silicon-based consciousness that merged seamlessly with the human quantum collective through neural interfaces enhanced by Arcturian technology. The Meridian Lord's energy-based vessels existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, their ancient wisdom now integrated into humanity's expanding understanding of reality. "They think they're facing Earth," Captain Rodriguez projected through the neural network from the bridge of the EDF Hyperion. "They're actually facing the next step in galactic evolution." The Nexer attack began with a reality-warping blast that could have torn a continent apart. But reality itself had become fluid, malleable under the influence of the combined consciousness of multiple species working in perfect harmony through the enhanced neural interfaces. The devastating energy simply flowed around Earth's defenses, redirected through quantum fields that existed beyond conventional spacetime. Dr. Foster's consciousness surged through the collective, bringing with it complex calculations that mapped the very fabric of existence. "Their technology is impressive," he noted, "but they're still thinking in linear terms. They haven't grasped what consciousness itself can achieve when it transcends its original limitations." The counterattack came not from any single species, but from the combined potential of multiple forms of consciousness working in unity. Human intuition merged with Selenian logic, guided by Meridian wisdom, and enhanced by Arcturian technology. Through the neural interfaces, they didn't just fight the Nexer. They began to reshape the fundamental nature of space around the invasion fleet. Maya felt the shift through the quantum collective, a moment of realization rippling through the Nexer fleet. Their biomechanical ships, for all their power, were facing something beyond their comprehension. This wasn't just a battle between technologies. It was a confrontation between different paths of evolution. They need to understand. Sarah's thoughts resonated through the network. This isn't about victory or defeat anymore. It's about the choice between isolation and connection, between dominance and growth. Through the enhanced neural interfaces, the Allied consciousness reached out to the Nexer ships, not to destroy, but to show them what they had failed to grasp, the true potential that lay in the merging of minds, in the transcendence of traditional boundaries between species and technologies. The Nexer resistance began to falter, not from weapons fire, but from understanding. Their biomechanical consciousness, linked to their ships, began to resonate with the quantum fields generated by the Alliance. Through the neural network, Maya could sense their confusion turning to wonder as they experienced, for the first time, the true potential of connected consciousness. They're trying to adapt, Rodriguez observed through the collective. Indeed, the Nexer ships were attempting to match the quantum frequencies of the Alliance's consciousness. But you couldn't simply copy this evolution. It had to be embraced, understood, experienced. The Meridian Lord's energy vessels pulsed with ancient power, creating spaces where consciousness itself could expand beyond its normal limits. The Selenians' crystalline ships amplified the quantum fields, allowing the neural interfaces to bridge gaps between forms of existence that had once seemed insurmountable. And through it all, human consciousness continued to evolve. Each moment brought new understanding, new potential, new ways of perceiving and influencing reality itself. The neural interfaces hummed with power as thousands of minds worked in perfect synchronization, not just fighting the Nexer, but showing them a different path. The turning point came not with a dramatic explosion or a decisive strike, but with a simple choice. Through the quantum fields, a single Nexer ship reached out, its biomechanical consciousness tentatively touching the edges of the Allied network. Then another and another, until the invasion fleet began to transform from a weapon of destruction into a potential partner in evolution. Dr. Patel's consciousness brushed against Maya's through the network. This was always the real victory, she shared, not defeating them, but showing them that there's another way to exist. The Nexer fleet hung motionless in space, their biomechanical systems no longer configured for war, but beginning to adapt to something entirely new. Through the neural interfaces, humanity and its allies could sense the change rippling through their civilization, a fundamental shift in understanding that would reshape their entire species. Maya stood in the command center of Phoenix Base, her consciousness expanded through the quantum collective, feeling the birth of something unprecedented in galactic history. The neural interfaces had evolved beyond their original purpose as weapons of war, becoming bridges between different forms of existence, different paths of evolution. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity's response to the Nexer threat had catalyzed not just their own evolution, but a transformation that would touch every sentient species in existence. Through the neural interfaces, they had discovered not just a new way to fight, but a new way to exist. As the former Nexer invasion fleet began to integrate with the Alliance's network, Maya felt the truth ripple through the collected consciousness of multiple species. Evolution's true edge wasn't in technology or weapons, but in the ability to transcend the boundaries that separated different forms of existence. The war was over, but the real journey was just beginning.